I kuna lahi he whakotu ako koe ni pe mo Digicel International. Ave ai topa panga e wanoa, prepaid bundle pe koe talafiselini ki ho family pe e huhohi ngoa ki lulu ki kuna ai Samsung Galaxy Flip Z pe S21 pe koe pare pa anga e uang iau he wiki kotoa pe. Ki hao whainga maari ke i kuna pe ke ngawe aki e Digicel International app pe koe digicelinternational.com pe ahia e whanakoloa. Fitu taki ma au pem ho kainga aki ho ave ai topa prepaid bundle pe talafiselini he aho ni.
Malo e lau mari ho eiki mo lelea e tonga kotoa pe fia ki tare leiki mo tolu ia ki he whare to pare foki e Expo wafi ma wanoa e kau taha whakapuna whawhanua e pureanga whakatatau ale pe ko Emirates Airlines. Peo mau I henia e mai taha o e kau ngā ue ko Mohammed tene hanga o taki mamatai ki tau tolu I he whare koe ni. Very honoured to be here with Mohammed from Emirates Airlines. Mohammed, thank you so much for your time and take us for a tour of Emirates Airlines Pavilion.
Thank you very much and welcome everyone to the Emirates Pavilion. And our pavilion, we have 7 stations in total. 5 stations will be in the ground floor and 2 stations will be in the first floor. This is our first touch point or the first station. This is where we collect the seeds. Each one of the seeds has a microchip inside. This microchip is linked to each one of the stations. If you have a booking and you book this under your name, once you put the seed, it's going to show your name on the screen. We're going to start to see the first station, which we call the Cleaner Skies.
Hange koe whakamatala koe a Mohammed ane nei o kia ngai station ke he te tau ahia. Aki e fwoi pulupu poto koe ni o kia microchip I loto. E o kia u whakamatala mo e mea ke he pe e maomi ai. Station ulu aki e ni.
There's shapes in the box. It's very fast. Right there. Master shape.
Whatonga e o kia whihui o asi he horisi. How many flights did people take worldwide in 2019? But ha e whipunaki e whihana he kai kakai I he tau wafe matahiwa I mamani.
So in the first station, which is the Cleaner Skies, we have 3 cycles or 3 challenges. The first one is passenger growth, and it shows you what will be the passenger growth and how many or how much is the growth of the passengers we're going to be in the 2071. The whole experience about the pavilion, we're talking about the aviation or the commercial aviation future in 50 years from today, which is 2071.
Wow.
That everything is going to mention that 2071 is going to talk about the sustainability challenges, and the last one is about the technical innovation. As you can see, depending on which one of the participants is going to get the correct answer in the time or faster than the others.
Drag the options in the pie chart. Drag the options into the pie chart. Okay, ready, go!
Tange koe nei lawe ki ai a Mohammed ane nei. O ku whakatewhito whoki uraki konga koe ni ko ha e whotunga o te puna aki, pe mo te whalau aki I mamani I he tau wafe ma fitu taha. I o kia ngai te hui ia I he kalasi ke e tolu ulu aki, koe passenger growth, pe koe tupu koe ai tokalahi koe kau pāse se makapuna, hono sustainability challenge, pe koe talanoa ki he tūloa, pe whika tolu lewa technical innovation, pe koe ngai whakalakalaka whakatekinolosia.
You can move to the second station.
Wow.
The second station here, we call it the Future Lab, and in the Future Lab we are having here showing how the technology and how the robots is going to be the one who's building aircraft in the future. And from this experience or from these stations, we have 5 different types of experiments. Each experiment, when you select it, is going to take you through the process how the robot is gonna do that experiment. For example, we have the strengths, which the gentleman already choose here. It shows you how they're gonna use the different metals for building aircrafts, which is gonna be lighter and it's gonna be more stronger and durable. So when we saw that, it was just like a little thread carrying 100 kg of weight.
Koe station koe ni o kia ai mi sini ke kehe e nima. Koe mi sini ke kehe nima koe ni, koe ka hao ia o e fo'u wakapuna whakakomisiare. Pe hange koe o kune ngāwe ake a sainisi, ke hanga o whao a ngahi wakapuna me ngahi kalasi uka mea o ku whakanoponi, pe malawa lewa hange koe nei asi ane nei foi filo ia nani malawa e ia o hiki hake ai mama whako kilo e te au. Pea koe ka hao ene o whao wakapuna i ha whonga whakasainisi whakanoponi, pea o ku malawa ke toka lahi anga kau pāsese i ha wakapuna o ku māmaa, pe keki fuma mawhaka i whaingo fuange ene puna he wawa.
Okay, we can move to the second one. In these stations, we are having the virtual reality. It's going to show us how the flight is going to look in the 50 years from today in 2071. They will be using the robots as the cabin crew. Choosing your meal is not going to be depending on just a menu. It's going to be like a scanner who's going to scan your body and shows what is the body needs from minerals and to see what is the best nutrition for you to do that. So if any one of you would like to try, and we can do the video throughout the screen from outside.
Koe whaipunga pe koe ni, o ki ai pe ngahi sea ia, te ko hanga pe ngahi sea koe ni, whakakomputa pe, o ko ka hao ene o e mao me tokoni i he wakapuna. Aia, o kui kai ke hangi ko lotonga ni, ko te heka pe wakapuna ia hanga pe kau se toa tā tuwha mai ngahi laulau ia o mea tokoni. Ko ka hao e hanga he komputa o Siri, hoto sino, hu whanga whakatapu, ke mahino, ko ha e mea tokoni, o te tonu ke mao mea tokoni me ai, o ku whakatupu iwi ki a te koe, ma whakatupu mo oilelei ki a te koe, lo tonga koe a hopuna i he wakapuna. So we have an opportunity here for one of our team members to sit on one of our seats here. Somehow I feel it's going to be me or Maata. Oh, here we go. We've got this is one of our team members here. So we're going to find out
okay, so
how it
if
works.
we can see here from the screen, she's already sitting in seat number 4. She chose the biometric plus nutrition. So now her body is getting scanned. After the result will come, it's gonna give her the option to select her food. She's ordering the meal by touching on the screen. Now we're gonna see the robot coming with her meal depending on what her body needs from nutrition.
Wow.
So now the robot is presenting the meal.
Mo mea mai pe ka inga ia ki he mea tokoni, whakatupu mo ilelei o ka hanga pe kompiuta o whikai, o ka tonu ki mao mea tokoni mea ai pāsese koe ni ko maata, ai koto pe kompiuta.
From the screen which she's having in front of her, it's a touch screen, so you can select different views for the outside. So for example, if she can select maybe the ocean or the space, can you try to select the space on your left-hand side? Can you try to select the space?
Select the option for space on the left-hand side.
That looks like a galaxy.
Click the galaxy.
It is already in the menu. It is in the menu.
On the menu.
Okay. No. All right, so from here, from the screen, we have the first one. She choose the middle one, which is the nutrition and the scan and the body. The other one, you can select different screens from outside. And the third one, it's about the audio and the entertainment system. So if she can select that, she can also see the movies. Of course, it's just a trial, it's not the full experience, but it shows you how your flight experience will look in 50 years from today.
Wow. So good.
we can move to the 2 stations in the first floor, which is going to talk about the fuel in the future, and one of the stations shows you how you can design an aircraft as well.
Wow.
So you can go from here.
Pe tau alo koe ni ki le walo uluaki, ai koe le walo uluaki e hau ai a ngahi ako naki kau ki teknolosia ki kahau. Ka tau te whitu ngai whonga koe hono whao a ngahi whakapuna koe ni. Koe kahau, ia whonga ia o whaputopoto ange pe, i he whonga lolotonga. Tui pe hau eiki mo mea mai koe whare koe ni, o whaono pōni au pito ia, pia whakasai ni si whoki.
So in this station, we're going to talk about the fuel in the future, and it's going to show us the options that we are already trying to do that. So it will be 3 main powers, which is electric, hydrogen, and hybrid. So if one of you can put the seed. So as I mentioned before, if you have your name in the reservation, it's going to mention your name here on the screen. So the station name is Thrust and Propulsion. We're going to start. So future fuels, as I said, is 3: hybrid, hydrogen, and electric. If we select one of them, the screen is interacting, so you can see how it looks like in the aircraft, how the engine looks like. You can open and see the aircraft designs. It's going to tell you all of the information about the aircraft designs. You can go and read through all of this. If we go, take it again, it's going to tell you about the travel spaces. And this screen is going to make a comparison between the 3 of the powers or the 3 of the fuels, which is the hybrid, the electric, and the hydrogen. And it's going to take an example of a flight from, let's say, from Dubai to New York. If we're using a hybrid engine, the distance will be remaining the same for all of them. Timing, if we're using a hybrid, is 8.5 hours. Capacity of passengers is 100, and it shows you what is the share of the CO2 globally and the cost. If we will go for an electric, we will see a difference in the hours, 16.9. The passenger-wise capacity would be lesser because the aircraft, which is going to be electric, it's going to be a smaller aircraft, and of course there is no CO2. The cost is a bit higher than the hybrid. If we go for the hydrogen, which is going to be the best, flying time will be reduced a lot from 8.5, which is hybrid, to 4.7 hours from Dubai to New York, which is almost half of the time that currently the flight is. Passengers, aircrafts can be carrying up to 300 passengers. Of course, there will not be any CO2, and even the cost is lesser than the electric. So it's really funny when you see from Dubai to Muscat, the flight can be only in 8 minutes.
Wow.
So maybe from here to Brisbane is going to take not more than 5 hours.
I'll just explain it to our people. Oh yeah. Hoi mo kainga whai konga pe koe ni o tau ia he taimini. Koe tala noa whoki e ni ia ki ngai whonga uhila, whonga pensini, whonga whakaiwi koe ki misini koe ngai whakapuna. Ke whakasisi i ange, whakanounou ange ai taimi whalau i he wāwā. Koe ha ai whakawheonaki koe ki tokalahi koe kau pāses malawa ke heka ki e whakapuna. Pe he whoki ki he lahi koe whakamole a iwi, pe he whoki ki ngai efu, pe koe ahu whoki o palo ki atmosphere. Ko hanga pe e Mohammed e ahoni o mai ha whakatātā hono whakawhehoa naki a halanga whalau wakapuna hangi e koe ni me tiu pai ki New York e ia. Ka pauta tau kamata aki ai hybrid, ua uhila koe whaka-hybrid i, au ku hoa nai e valoponi nima, ai vawe pe koe loloa koe te puna me tiu pai ki New York e, whakafofua ki kaupāsese e toka te au, o ki e mai carbon dioxide au ki fua pe ia heni mo e wakai koia ki he whakamole, pa koe totongi. Ka pau e whakawhihoa naki ene ki he uhila, ha wakapuna e o lere aki uhila. E malawa pe ai halanga whalau ko ia I loto he houa e taha ono, po ni hiva, ka koe kau pahasese pe e tolu noa. Koe ea, pe koe carbon dioxide koe o ku alu ki e ea, hala ata, ka koe whakamole, o ku tau pihe o mamafa pe. Ko e whakapoto taha, ko iwi, o ku ngahi aki pe lele aki ai vai, ka hydrogen, ai ko kau pa sese toko tolongi au, e malawa ke nau puna mei tiu pai ki New York I loto he houa pe e whaha poini fitu, o ku taiki ai carbon dioxide alu ki e ea, pe ko te tongi ki ai o KCC au pito. Ho eki mo kainga, ko ka hao eni, o whalau wakapuna ko mesiale I mamani. Thank you so much, Mohammed.
Okay, so the second station will be how to design your aircraft. It's just an idea to use the fuel, the different fuels, different shapes, and how it's going to look like. We can just try one of them. So you can proceed, you put the seed. Correct. In this station, we have two screens. The bigger screen to show what we are already doing. The small screen, which is like the worksheet or the work screen. As usual, if we have the name for the visitors, it shows the name. It shows also what is the registered country. So if you register from Australia, it's going to show your name and Australia. We will begin. So in the design your aircraft, first thing you can choose between which aircraft are you looking for to use for short flights, short hauls or long hauls. By choosing, for example, a long haul flight. So it's going to give us options for the shapes, so body shape, and for the power, for each shape, which power that you can use. So for example, here we choose the split wing. So it gives us the option of a split wing with a biofuel. From the viewer control, you can see 360 degrees your aircraft, how it looks like from all the sides. It shows you the speed, shows you the range of the flight, the altitude, and the passenger capacity. So for example, if we don't want to use the biofuel and we want to use a hybrid, we will drag and drop the hybrid and put it in the sheet. It's going to give us a totally different aircraft. Speed, range, altitude, and passenger-wise. It's a double-decker aircraft, can accommodate a lot of passenger. Altitude will not be very high, but the range of the flight can do a long flights. If we choose a hydrogen, it's going to give us a totally different one.
Wow.
So depending on the shape and the fuel you're choosing, you're getting a different aircraft. If we choose a supersonic, it's going to give us this aircraft, supersonic body shape with a hydrogen. If we choose the scramjet with a supersonic, it's going to give this huge aircraft. A lot of passenger can be accommodated. If we just read about it here, it's going to tell you that the scramjet long haul only power is drawn from the high speed airflow forced through the engine inlets as the aircraft flies faster than the speed of the sound. So using this aircraft, you can take a flight from Dubai to New York in less than 4 hours. And we can keep creating different aircrafts, different shapes, different fields. We tried to make it a bit fun, so because we have children in the pavilion, so we added the color option.
Oh, nice.
So you can drag and drop drag and drop, drag and drop. And you can choose different colors for your aircraft.
Wonderful. Koe whai konga koe ni kono palani, kono whaukuia o ngahi wakapuna koe ni o kaha u. Pe hange koe na mo o si whatongai ane nei, o ke tala noa whoki computer koe ni, ke whautunga koe o kapakau, whautunga koe o hiko koe o wakapuna. Pe kapau o kulele wakapuna koe ni a ke hydrogen, pe kua toi maua ngaivi ke he, e tupu me ai, pe mahino me ai, pe makatuunga me ai, pe kua ha e lahi wakapuna, kua ha toko lahi kona hong kau pāsese, kua ha e wawe koe e ne puna i he wāwā. Pea ko nā wao mai hange ko ki sivi koe nei whai ane nei, o ke ai pe ngahi tuunga whakalo ke tia kua o sia e kausai ni si, o malawa ke puna o toi o mange ia i he wawe kuia o i ongo, pe speed of sound. Hange koe mo mea mai ki ai he ahoni, siu ki he tuunga koe mi sini, fōtunga koe whakapuna, toko lahi kau pāsese ia, koe ngahi klasi, ma tawha koe ni o whai hawakai ki ai, e kausai ni si me kau taha wapuna koe koe Emirates ki he kaha u o whewhalau aki koe a kau pāsese whalau wakapuna. Thank you so much.
If we go, after we finish, we are happy about our aircraft, about our colors and the designs, we can test our flight in the air. So from here, the control, you can see, shows you the ground speed, 3,700 and almost 3,800 mile per hour. 300 passengers on board, the fuel is 65% already. Landing gear are up and the flaps are down, and the aircraft is flying faster than the sound.
Ake whoki tau manatu ki konga koe Concordia i homa koia ai wakapuna koe ni. O ku lawa whoki i he konga whakaosi koia o i kompita koe ni o whakahoko haki i sivi. Ki sivi pe ke ahi whoki ai wakapuna koe na te whau. E hange koe tau whatonga e taimini. Koe ASP koe tolo awhi walonga o whawhito taimini. Kau pāses toko tolongi au, toko pensini, ko pese te ono nima. Te kulele o ma au pito e toi wawe ange i he wawe koia o e ongo, peko le o e ongo, peko speed of sound. Toto atu.
When we exit, the station is going to tell us what is our next experience, which is experience your tomorrow airport of the future. So we're going to take our seat and we're going to proceed to the next station, which is the airport of the future.
A koe kongo hoko koe ne tau hoko atu ki ai, koe whotunga o i mala e whakapuna o i kaha o. Lawi i pē ko pau ki ai ha mala e whakapuna o kone malawa ke tari ai ka lasi whakapuna koe ni ko tau toki osi hono whao o tau siu ki ai.
Please. So this is the imagination of the airport of the future, or the airport of the future design. The out of the airport, or the body of the airport, is solar panel. So it's going to use the light of the sun to try to use it as a power for also transfer it to an electric power, which can run the airport and can run and charge the electric aircrafts. So we already put the seed. All the station is going to take us through the same concept. Once we begin, so if you stand here, it's going to take your biometric scanner, which is going to be you access through all the journey inside the airport. So once you're at security gates, you already have your biometrics, so you can be accessing without showing a boarding pass or showing anything. So everything will be automated. Now our first experience is operational status is amber. So we are doing the air traffic control. This is the air traffic control. Now we have aircrafts which need to land. So we're gonna change the amber to a green, means the aircrafts are ready for landing. By dragging to the green, now they have the permission to do the landing. So aircraft already landed. ground operations and logistics. So he's asking us to touch and drag to service bay. Once we put it there, it's going to go inside, charge, take the old battery out, put a new one in, and it's ready to move. With the same concept, we put the service to the service bay. It's going inside. It's taking the one, putting it there, putting the new chip, and it's ready for operation. It's going to take us to the next slide. Just landed aircraft detected on the runway, which is E7, one of the runways here, requiring drone safety check. So as we know, the ground staff, they do the security checks for the aircraft from outside, and the cabin crew, they do the safety and security check for the aircraft from the inside. This is not going to be existing in the future. It will be done by the drone. So as we can see, the drones here are scanning the aircraft from outside to do the safety and security search for the whole aircraft. Once it's clear, the aircraft can proceed and exit. So we finish, the aircraft is already status green, means it's already checked, which is going to save time. There will not be any delays for the next flight. Passenger logistics, as we already at the beginning, they take your biometric, so it's already green. Biometric security has eliminated processing queues, so there will not be queues because you're not waiting to be checked because you already has been checked. So it's going to save the time, it's going to make the flight and going to make the journey much easier for the passengers and time efficient. Energy consumption, operational status is green. The airport has its own solar farm, which is the one at the top, which is already making it entirely self-sufficient for all of its energy needs. So as we said, it's going to take this sunlight and create from it the power and do the electric charging the aircraft and for running the airport itself. And we done with the airport of the future.
Koe foi konga koe mo mea mai ki ai koe ka hau ia o ngahi malawaka puna whakawaha apurianga I mamani ke whaingo fuange, ke no ange ai taimi o whamore ki ai. Lawe I peko malawaka puna o ke ngai stepo anga mahene tau whakafou ai. Kua hanga pe e Mohamed he ahone o whakatata mai he computer koe ni ai ka hau ia o malawaka puna. Koe whare koe mo mea mai ki ai o ku whakatau mo e ka hau kono ato ia iai te ngahi solar. Te nolo ko ia ke ngāwe ake a iwi ko ia mei he hue loro I la a. Pe kai ko ia pe, taimi e tu utamai ha whakapuna ia. E ula ki siwi foki ai tu a whakapuna ia. Ai kiri ko e whakapuna, hono kapakau, hono vae, hono ngahi konga I tu a ia. E haki I misini ko I drone. Ke siwi e ke mahino o ku e tu unga sai pe o kei ki ha maumau hoki e waka. Ki mu a ia beto ki whakahifo ko e kau pāsese. Taimi tatau pe ko e kau pāsese ia. Foi scan tu a taha pe e computer o se ilo ia ko hai koe. Ke whaingo fuange ho whi alu aki I loto he te menolo, wao ke taimi ko ke heka ki ha wakapuna. Koe whenga ini ia ke whaingo fuange mo whakasisi anga taimi o whakamole ia I he taimi I malai wakapuna. Beautiful.
Okay, now we will go to our last station or last experience, which is the cinema. In the cinema, we'll have a short movie about the whole experience that we have today, and we will see how the Dubai is going to look in 50 years from today, which is 2071, how the operation in the city, how the transportation are going to be electric. And once we proceed to the cinema, we have to drop our seats back to our colleagues here. Seat.
Ko e konga koe ni te tau hoko atu ki ai koe whaiva, ai ko hanga pe whaiva koe ni o wha ka kato, ka toa pē tātanaki u whamatala ka kato ko te osi whaiha wakai kia i heni, i he malai wakapuna. Koe wakai e ni ki e tau ni manoa me i heni, koe ka hao kau taha wakapuna Emirates, i e tau wa noa fitu taha.
So we return back the seats to recycle them, erase all the data from there, and we can proceed to the movie. As we said, if you already registered, your seat will have your name and information, and it's going to be showing on the screen inside. Please. Thank you.
Koe hoko atu ni e ke whale whaiva. Iai vi whaiva hulo mai mā tau tolu.
We'll be watching a movie of 4.5 minutes about the experience that we have today. The movie is going to talk about how the Dubai is going to look in the future in 2071
and please prepare
in the
yourselves to take an
360-degree
extraordinary
cinema.
journey.
Please enjoy.
Look towards the horizon. Our future's out there, getting closer all the time. Do you recognize your personal guide? Keep an eye on it throughout our journey. It has some surprises in store for you. Now, stand by to time travel 50 years into the future.
Whaiva koe mi te wham, se kone tolo nohono loa, koe wakai ki he
Welcome to
tau ni manoa
Dubai
me i heni i
2071,
Dubai,
our
i
centennial
United
year.
Arab Emirates.
Today, nearly 70% of humanity lives and works in cities. That's close to 7 billion people worldwide. Your home city has grown too. Dubai has become the global hub for commerce, culture, and tourism. It's been transformed into a lush oasis by vertical seawater farms and solar-powered desalination plants. These technologies help make us self-sufficient and provide fresh food and drinking water for our 6 million citizens. Our city is managed by Artificial Intelligence Systems, or AI for short. They use data provided by self-powered smart buildings, autonomous vehicles, and public facilities to create a dynamic, human-centered habitat. Shall we take a look around? Sustainable technology has transformed travel. This striking solar-powered yacht can circumnavigate the globe using power consumption comparable to the average Dubai commute in 2020. As many of you predicted, city vehicles now run on electricity and are largely autonomous. Routes are determined by AI, ensuring journeys are delightfully short and traffic jam-free. This carriage can take you even further. Welcome to Dubai International Airport, a relaxed, people-oriented environment that combines the customer service of a luxury hotel with personalized shopping, a multimedia entertainment arena, and myriad leisure facilities. This sophisticated environment is operated by the same AI as our city and is completely barrierless. As you can see, there are no queues. In fact, we've just been biometrically scanned and have passed seamlessly airside. With the average journey time from the city centre to take off around 30 minutes, and airports reinventing themselves as destinations in their own right, there's no need to arrive early, but you may end up not wanting to leave. Looks like it's time to board. This carriage is also a fuselage and completely modular, simultaneously picking up and able to carry fuel, passengers and cargo to multiple destinations. We'll be airborne very soon. This craft offers a host of personalized features and services. Airfares in 2071 are no longer based on cabin class. Instead, the seamless biometric payment system allows you to access features and services as and when you require them. Food waste has been eliminated by AI smart prediction, pre-ordering and biodisposable tableware. In-flight menus are tailored to your immediate physiology, nutritional needs and appetite. After years of endeavour to create an environmentally stable world, our skies have cleared, forests are regenerated, and the oceans are replenished. Carbon neutral travel is ubiquitous, and the journey is now truly as good as the destination. Do you recognize the approaching aircraft? You should. You designed them. Now that you've got your wings, it's time to rise to the next level and head for the stars. With our environment stabilized, attention has turned to the cosmos. Space hotels now offer rooms with out-of-this-world views. Hypersonic aircraft turn trans-global journeys into short-haul hops, connecting Dubai to New York in just 3 hours. While air travel is vital, we recognize the need to reduce its impact. Emirates' commitment to building a sustainable future means we can all enjoy our beautiful planet for many years to come. Thank you all for joining us on this incredible journey. Now get ready for re-entry into 2021 and Dubai's wondrous World Expo.
Koe ko whai video whoki na ne hango lawe ia ki ka hao o tiupai ai kolo koe ni ka pehe whoki e ka hao koe o e whalau wakapuna I mamani pea me he kautaha wapuna koe koe Emirates. Whakaloma mata au pito koe ne hanga e ia o me hawi sone moa ata o e ka hao o tuuloa. Malo au pito.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the tour for today, and that was our last station. I hope everybody enjoyed the tour and the movie as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for your time and for showing us around Emirates and showcasing what the future holds here in Dubai. Whakamalo te te mo tolo ho e ki mo kainga ho mo kau mai ki he tau polo kalama koia o e houani, kai tau te whito ia ki he kahao koia o Dubai, pe he whoki o kautaha wakapuna whakawhanua koia e whanua koe ni, ai koe Emirates Airlines. Whakatawang e nā ole atu ki a tiki mo tolo ai teknolosia saia nisi koe kahau ki he lelei whakatukuruku fua, he mo lelei tuuloa ai ka kai o mamani. Mea te au surieri, me I he leti o mo Televisione Pasifika me I Dubai, malo opito mo mea mai, ka mo mea toa whātou. Kuna lahi he whakatu ako koe ni pe moe Digicel International. Awe ai topa pangai wanoa, prepaid bundle pe koe talafiselini ki ho family pe e huhohi ngoa ki lulu ki kuna ai Samsung Galaxy Flip Z pe S21 pe koe pare pa angai uang iau he wika kotoa pe. Ki hao whainga maari ke ikuna pe ke ngawe aki e Digicel International app pe koe digicelinternational.com pe ahia e whanakoloa. Whitu taki ma au pe mho kainga aki ho awe ai topa prepaid bundle pe talafiselini he ahoni.